Come on and join us. We're gonna have a good time. Listen up, check us out. Use the hotline number to chime. Come on and join us. There's lots of surprise for you. Fun and family, with great fellowship too.
Crystal and Sean have exciting words. I'm sure there's something that you've never heard. Sunday at 6, it's an excellent mix. We got spiritual flair, special guests will be there.
Come on and join us. We're here and waiting for you. Connect with us at 6 o'clock. We want to share in all you do. Come on and join us. Come right here and find. Connect with us and share your thoughts. We want to explore your mind. Chattitudes, Chattitudes.
What's your attitude?
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 Come on and join us. We're gonna have a good time. Listen up, check us out. Use the hotline number to chime. Come on and join us. There's lots of surprise for you. Fun and family, with great fellowship too.
Crystal and Sean have exciting words. I'm sure there's something that you've never heard. Sunday at 6, it's an excellent mix. We got spiritual flair, special guests will be there.
Come on and join us. We're here and waiting for you. Connect with us at 6 o'clock. We want to share in all you do. Come on and join us. Come right here and find. Connect with us and share your thoughts. We want to explore your mind. Chattitudes, Chattitudes.
What's your attitude?
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 Come on and join us. We're gonna have a good time. Listen up, check us out. Use the hotline number to chime. Come on and join us. There's lots of surprise for you. Fun and family, with great fellowship too.
Crystal and Sean have exciting words. I'm sure there's something that you've never heard. Sunday at 6, it's an excellent mix. We got spiritual flair, special guests will be there.
Come on and join us. We're here and waiting for you. Connect with us at 6 o'clock. We want to share in all you do. Come on and join us. Come right here and find. Connect with us and share your thoughts. We want to explore your mind. Chattitudes, Chattitudes.
What's your attitude?
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 Hello, and welcome to Chattitudes. What's your attitude? We are here today. We are just blessed to be here today. Anybody just blessed for today? We're blessed for today.
God.
Thank God for today.
Yeah.
So today's topic, and I'm just going to sort of just go back a little bit, Sean. We've been having some great series on just Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
We've been talking about Black Fathers Matter. We had dads in here representing for the Black community last week. We had topics such as economics, how to build our wealth and our legacy. So that was very important to the Black community.
Right.
We've had so many. We had about racial profiling. We talked about that here.
Yeah.
So this platform has been opened up to everything that we need to discuss as a community today. And so we're just really excited. So we're kind of continuing the series because it's really about uplifting our community at all times. And so today's topic is about co-parenting. And we do know that proper co-parenting means that our children develop properly.
Absolutely.
So when we begin to build our community, we also got to start with the youth, right? So if they suffer from depression and anxiety and all of these things, really sometimes because we've sort of invoked that upon them with this whole co-parenting situation when we don't get along with one another. So we basically transfer this to our children. So now co-parenting becomes a super topic. Important topic. I was reading some research. It said by the age of 9, more than 1 in 5 children experience a parental breakup. So what is co-parenting? Co-parenting has everything to do with a child-centered decision making.
Yeah.
So this is all about how you can make decisions that's based on your child's needs and not your particular wants or not your particular emotions.
It's all about prioritizing the child's feelings, their emotional well-being, and making sure that everything is done to uplift the kids.
Right.
And then you mentioned the statistics at age 9, and that's amazing because I believe at age 9, that's when my son's father and I actually separated. And then
that's interesting.
Right.
So you fit right in that statistic. So co-parenting, we understand, we know that it takes a lot of patience, right? A lot of consistency.
Right.
It takes a lot of empathy sometimes. It takes a lot, it definitely takes open communication for success.
Yeah. And
so,
not only that, go
ahead.
But absolutely, I really believe to successfully, co-parent and do it well is to actually have to involve two mature parents. And not only that, they actually have to respect one another. And I found that even again, going back to when my son was coming up and I had separated from his dad, that I found with some situations that there was a lack of respect. And that is key. And so there were certain things that I didn't say, and I know that's one of the issues with co-parenting now, is that one parent may say something negative about the other parent.
Yeah.
And so I was
we'll
facing a situation.
Yeah.
Something like that. And so that is so key. And one thing that I never did was say anything negative to my son about his father.
Yeah, that was one of my pet peeves.
Not only because it wasn't healthy and it was toxic. But because of the love and respect I had for my son. That was key. Not that I respected his dad, but I respected my son.
That's key. That's key. So we're always starting off our show. Welcome. If this is your first time joining us, we would like to welcome you to Chattitudes today. We're excited to have you. And for all of our faithful listeners and faithful viewers out there, I see all of you on the chat line already. I see you. Tasha Harris, Fit to Fight in the Kingdom Fitness. Hey, Tasha Harris was on here. Join her group. Join her group, Fight to Fitness, because it's very important that we stay healthy, and that's a part of the platform that we actually brought to you as well. Reverend Paula Bowling is on the line. Freddie, A. Wims, hey from Fred B. That's probably for our guest here too. Hey guys, Tanitra is here. Tanika is here. Miss Alice, we see you. Denise, we see you. Reverend Jordan is here on the line. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you.
Thank you for watching.
And as always, we do have a hotline. We don't utilize it a lot because everybody's chatting with us and we keep on talking so much.
But I actually had one person tell me they was going to call in, so I hope they're watching and they may call in. And just in case, be it this person or not, the hotline number is 240-719-2560.
Oh, yeah.
So be sure to check into. Also, this is because it's a hot topic and we have some awesome special guests.
Awesome.
One being my cousin. So with that being said, I know that everyone is watching. So if not, make sure you remind your folks, text them, email them, tell them to tune in, go to YouTube, and go to VoxWave and check us out.
Yeah, check us out. And this is also for the young people. Some of the young people dealing with co-parenting issues, and we wanted some of the married people on here because you still have the co-parent inside the house too. The same rules kind of apply. Also, even inside the home. So it doesn't matter if you're outside the home, inside the home, but it also applies. I see you out there, Tina. I see you saying hey, Arlene. I see you saying hey. I love you guys. So we're going to get started. Because we don't want to delay this because we have two special guests in here. Hey, they got this co-parenting thing down packed. Yeah. They got it down packed. At least, it appears that they have it down packed. We're going to dissect that thing. We're going to say what were your obstacles, your bumps, your bruises. Right. But how did you get to this point? But hey, right now they're here and their children are thriving. And that's what we want. And that's the purpose of this show. Because we want our children to thrive. And so that's why this topic becomes very, very important. Yeah. Hey, Deacon Moore's here. He said, hey, Crystal and Sean, we love you, Deacon Moore. We're going to have you on the show, too, Deacon Moore. So just know, you coming, too, Deacon Moore. We're going to bring you on as well. All right, so we're going to just hang on 1 second, guys. We're going to get to our word of the week. But first, I think we're just going to go ahead and just share our sponsors first because they keep this show going. So we want to just basically give them their props, and we want to show our sponsors right now. So yes, support black businesses. Black businesses matter. Our first, I have this. I'm gonna show you guys. Gold Crown Cosmetics. I got the product this week. And I'm telling you, that body butter, that whip butter is on point. Call Deshawn, young entrepreneur, Gold Crown Cosmetics. I got it on right now, and I'm telling you, 240-970-2879. She even has mink lashes coming soon. Go to goldcrowncosmetics.com. We appreciate it.
And next, we have Nicole Company. Nicole Company is a lip gloss line that is committed to exhibiting beauty in various ways. All of the products are organic and cruelty-free. Pop into the shop today to see the beautiful products. You can find her at Nicole, NECOLECO.com.
All right, and yeah, we still have Tanika's Total Looks up here. I'm telling you, to achieve your total look, you better go to Tanika's Total Look. She does natural hair. She does short hair, middle length hair, long hair. She does crochet braids, whatever. You could achieve your total look. Tell her the Chattitudes sent you 674-6022. She's serving the DMV. Make sure you call her.
Yes, and finally, Fawnville and Associates Financial Services by Shelby Fawnville. Contact her so you can set up your annuities, insurance, and retirement planning. She can be reached on Facebook at Fawnville and Associates Financial Services or 240-346-7430.
Reach out to Shelby. Yeah, she was on our show. And then we have Lucas Photography. I'm telling you right now, people still got those prom dresses. So I'm telling you right now, if you still want a photo shoot, you might as well use it because you didn't go to the prom. Lucas Photography, he can take those pictures for you, so at least you can have some memories. We got graduation still coming up in December. We got a whole lot of memories that we still need to have. Lucas Photography will come out and support you and take some wonderful, wonderful dynamite pictures. So go ahead and support all of our black businesses, guys, and they're keeping us in business, so we appreciate them very much. All right, we can come back to us now. Stan, all right. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And as always, we always do the word of the week. Okay. And so we always take the word of the week from the Urban Dictionary. Why? Because we like it and it's urban. So that's what we do. Black. And we're black. We're black and we're proud. Look at that. So look at that. So we always have the word of the week. Yes. Sadisha said she needs some of that body butter. You better, girl. I'm going to tell you right now. I got it right here. It's called Whip It Good. Whip it good. Whip it good. And it's whipped and it smells good and it actually makes my skin very soft. So and this
I gotta try that too.
Yes, and it's all natural products, by the way. It's organic, it's all natural products. And so support her. Yes, of course he does professional pictures. Lucas Photography, he does professional pictures. And he's really, really good. So yes, reach out to Lucas Photography as well. Hey Jamal, we see you. Hey Denise, we see you. We love you so much. And so let's get ready for our word of the week. So our word of the week, as always, comes from the Urban Dictionary. And the word of the week today is called paranoia. Paranoia. You ever heard of that? Paranoia?
No, I haven't heard of that.
This was actually in the Urban Dictionary. So paranoia is the irrational fear that parents have that their children are doing something wrong or is about to be hurt in some way.
Oh, that will be me.
Now, I think that's most parents. I think my daughter comes up with these words for me, and I think she did it on purpose. I think that she's saying that I suffer from paranoia because I'm always thinking she's doing something wrong, or I'm always fearful that she's going to get hurt. And I think that's most parents. Most parents actually suffer from paranoia in a way. And I'm just saying, I mean, if you're not doing anything wrong, then I just feel like you really have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. If you're not doing anything wrong, you ain't got to worry about it, right?
Right.
But yes, the fear. I mean, because I'm telling you, most parents dread that awful call.
Yeah, you don't.
When your children are out and they're driving, you fear getting a call of someone screaming on the phone. And I've had those calls of, mommy, something's wrong. And so there's always that fear whenever you walk out of our door that you're going to return home safely. And so I think that's most parents. And Diamond says, indeed. She's really showing off because she's really showing off. Well,
Diamond behave.
Right, Diamond. Look, she said, indeed. She really feels like I suffer from that. But most parents suffer from that. Tanika says she suffer from that. Yeah. So that's our word of the week. And so we're not going to belabor the point unless you have something else because we want to get these guests up here.
I know. We got a few minutes. Before we go to break, I just wanted to go ahead and point you to our website, chattitudes.com. Was it .org? Chattitudes.org or .com?
Chattitudes.org.
Okay, chattitudes.org. And find us on social media. We're on Instagram at Chattitudes2020 or Facebook Chattitudes. Check us out.
Right. I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, when we come back, we have two fabulous people in the studio with us. They have this co-parenting thing down packed. And they're beautiful people, beautiful black people. Troy is he's not looking at me right now, hey, but they're in the studio. They beautiful. I mean, look, a power couple. It's a power couple we got with us today. So we're very excited. So give us about 1 minute. We're going to bring our guests up, and we're going to start talking about co-parenting and all the issues and all the great things that come with it and all the issues that come with it, too. So if you're out there and you have some advice for some young parents that may be watching or some advice that we can give out, we encourage you to chat with us. We encourage you to call in. But as soon as we get back, we're going to run our commercial. And as soon as we get back, we're actually going to have our two guests with us. All right. We're excited. Don't you go anywhere. We're coming back in only 2 minutes. 2 minutes is the commercial, and we're coming right back. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, Chuck. Talk to me, Pastor Mitchell. I don't know about you, but I've had all kinds of friends in my life. I think I've been right down that road with you. Yeah, I had some so-called friends. Yes. When trouble came, they went the other way. Tell me about it. But one thing I'm glad about, that ain't a friend like the lonely Jesus. No. Well, Jesus is my friend.
Okay, in the middle.
Hey,
welcome back.
Welcome back. And we have our power couple right here. Well, they co-parenting power couple.
Co-parenting couple, yes.
So I'll introduce the gentleman on my left. His name is Troy Ware. He is a network engineer. He actually also is a coach. He coached football and basketball for youth sports. And he's just an overall great guy. He's a military vet. And so we're excited to have him. He is a father of 3 children. And hey, he's making a difference out here. So we're just excited and proud to actually have him here. So welcome, Troy.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome. And to my immediate right is my cousin Tia, my little cousin. So Tia is a mom of 2. She and Troy, a 22-year-old and a 10-year-old, a girl and a boy. Yeah. And Tia is a manager at a nonprofit medical organization in D.C. Tia was actually born and raised in D.C., even though she graduated from, Tia and Troy actually graduated from a high school in Montgomery County. Tia actually received her bachelor's in finance at Morgan State, and she received her master's in finance at the University of Maryland. Mm-hmm. And right now she's actually developing her business and her brand in financial services in terms of credit repair, budgeting, and saving. So welcome, little cuz. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you. Well, welcome. And welcome to the people on the chat. I'm glad you stayed with us. Erica, my cuz, I see you out there. Shannon Jones, glad to see these two together. I just want to know. I'm not asking that question. Y'all trying to get me in trouble. I'm not asking that question. No. And Erica said to the Orange and Blue MSU, that's her school as well. She's a member of Delta Sigma Theta players here at Morgan State University. So welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome.
We never tell our guests what we're going to ask them because this is just such an authentic show and we just have conversations. Right. And this is just family dialogue and family conversation. So they never know the questions that we're going to ask because we just want them to be 100 with us. Or 100. That's how I do it, 100. I crack myself up. Oh, my sister's on there too. Hey sis. I'm glad you're here this week. We appreciate you too. All right, so let's see. Sean, you want to start? I got so many questions on my list. I don't know where we want to start.
Well, I just wanted to start because the fact that I do know them and just to give a little bit back, history, and I'm sure they'll elaborate as well. But Tia and Troy actually met in high school and they were best friends. So I believe that right now the successful co-parenting relationship that they have actually is based off the foundation of the friendship that they built.
Friendship is
and
important.
So I just look at them and I actually respect them and I just really appreciate how they raised my little cousins. So my little cousins. So I just think they are a wonderful example of co-parents and I just trust that today there will be a lot of things put out, a lot of nuggets given and advice to help those that may be going through a little struggle with co-parenting.
Right. All right, so let's get started then. We're happy that you're here. All right. So let me ask this: the household. So we know that you're all in separate households, right? Are the rules consistent and agreed upon at both households? Because I think when you're co-parenting now, consistency becomes key. So do you have a different set of rules, or do you have do you all talk about the rules that's set? So let's just start with the foundation. Or do we have the same consistent rules?
Well, I think it depends on what rules. What are we deeming rules? Are we talking about behavioral? Are we talking about chores? Are we talking about punishments? What are we talking about as far as
when I'm talking about rules, I'm talking about, do you have the same consistency in terms of if a bedtime is at 6 o'clock over here, then the bedtime is at 6 o'clock over here? So that, because we do know that children will sometimes play the in against the middle. What the mom says, no, you cannot do, then dad will say, yes, you can do. And so a lot of times what we get is children playing one parent against the other parent. And so when I'm talking about rules, I'm saying, do you all communicate in a way that you say, okay, I'm doing this over here, and I need you to do the same thing over here? Because maybe one of our kids are now on punishment, so they can't be on punishment in my house, and then when they get to your house, they're not on punishment.
Right, that's a good one.
So, yeah.
So you want to answer? Go ahead. So usually, a lot of times, yes, right? When it comes to, if one of the children has done something maybe that we didn't agree with, then yes, like we definitely have to communicate in that realm so that we understand. Because one of the children could do something I know, and she may not know, but I have to let her know so that she can, be aware of it and it doesn't catch her by surprise. Bedtimes, they've always pretty much been consistent during the week. Now, during the weekend, we might vary a little bit.
That's fine.
But
that's fine. But overall, what you're saying is you definitely
structure
communicate.
and just raising and things of that. Yes.
Okay. Tia,
I agree. I think. I mean, for a while we lived together, so we did raise our daughter, until she was about 11 or 12. So we are consistent with the parenting thing. Bedtimes, like you said, things like that. That has been pretty much the same. So totally agree with what Troy said.
Even in chores too.
That may vary. Like our son at my house, he does the trash. I make him clean the bathroom, things like that. But we don't. Small things like that, we don't totally communicate, because it just varies,
based on
in the household. So
Right. How hard was it at the beginning, I would say? Because we're talking to young couples out here. We're talking to people who still can't get co-parenting right for years. How hard is it in the beginning, when you're first separated, to make sure that the children's needs stayed first?
So I think we talked about this a little before. With the kids, for us, I think it's always been okay. We've never had a huge problem co-parenting. Now, relationship-wise, that may have been something different. But when it came to the children, we're there for every sporting event. Our daughter was in cheerleading. Both of us there for that. I coached my daughter in cheerleading. He coaches our son in sports. And we're just at everything. So I think that with us, we feel like it's important for them to have both parents there. So I think, it hasn't been hard co-parenting with them. So,
Okay. And you would agree too? So you didn't?
Yes, I don't think, as far as raising, Tiana or Bryson, I don't think it was ever an issue with either one of them. So the co-parenting has been easy because it's always been the children first.
Right.
The personal thing is, that could have its ups and downs, and you cannot agree, but that never should have a bearing on them.
Absolutely.
Right, and that's key.
Right.
That's key. I hope that everyone who's watching gets this, that the children actually comes first.
Absolutely.
We have some people on the live. We have Cynthia Moore's here. Jeremiah, we're so happy that you he said he finally catching us live. Jeremiah, we love you.
Welcome.
You blessed us this
Thank
morning.
you.
We're just so happy that you're even taking time. We know your busy schedule. We happy that you're taking time to even tune into us today. So Charlene said, we used to work our father because he always told the girls yes. We didn't ask our mother first. Our mom name is Lou. That's my sister. That is so true. That is so true. Yes. All right.
Now, when go ahead.
Kind of what she said, I think our kids know who to talk to when they want something because they know he's going to yell and I'm the softie. So they'll ask me first and I'll say, go ask your father or something like that. And, just depending on what the situation is. But I don't think they ever got to a point where it's putting one parent against the next. It was just, if my son wants Xbox gift cards, he knows who to call. So.
Okay. So, they used to the flow and the dynamics of the relationship.
Right.
And so the next question, really quick, I know that you all have a schedule, and I know Tia is actually a very organized person. So she even showed me on her phone, like, different colors for different people.
Arlene has that.
Right. So for your schedule, so when did that get started? When did you actually set that up? Because she has a calendar.
Yeah. So we use Google Calendar.
Okay.
And, we set this up when our son was 3 months old.
Oh, wow.
And so how the schedule works is we do every 2 days. So we count the evenings as a day. So if, you pick up from school, so every 2 days and then every other weekend. And we rotate that. So it's 100% 50-50.
Oh, wow.
Unless, there's a planned trip. I travel for my job and things like that. So we just pretty much pick up the slack when the other person has to travel or can't do that day for whatever reason. We have no problem with saying, I got to go out of town. Can you do this for this amount of time? So I don't think we've ever had a problem with that.
No.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because-
Somebody said yes to
yeah.
the Google schedule. Yeah.
So,
So unorganized. I have no Google schedule.
yeah, and it's definitely color coded
Right.
and everything. And it's to the point where my son has it on his phone too. So he
Okay.
knows you know, he can look at the calendar and say, okay, Daddy's going out of town, so that means I'm with you? Yes. And so,
Okay.
you know,
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. And so what I'm hearing is flexibility. So you have to be flexible, because I know that some parents, if you don't have the kids, if the schedule says 6, you don't have the kids back by 6, then it's a problem. So are you saying that you, even in these Google schedules, there is some room for flexibility?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Troy, you agree with that? You look
No,
like
no,
you,
no.
okay.
I mean, no,
All right.
I don't want to mislead anyone. The schedule is just there really to be there. I don't really. There's never been a situation or a time where it's like, well, you know, daughter or son, you can only come to my house or come see me then or at
Right.
that, you know where I live at. You can come anytime you get ready. You can
Right.
stay as long as
That's
you want to.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
The schedule or the Google Calendar, things like that, is more or less helpful when it comes to knowing if T's going to go out of town or she's going to be busy, she can't do it. It's just another form of reminder. Well, I don't always have to call her. She could just pull it up and say, okay, well, I'm going out of town, this, that, and the third. Because I think it's very fluid. You know, our kids are very active.
Okay.
So that schedule kind of goes out of the window. It might not be my day, but he might have practice, and you know, so if he has practice, I'm gonna be with him anyway.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
so
Yeah.
it kind of goes out the window. Now I don't remember it starting with Bryson. I thought it started with Tiana, but that's
Well, did they have Google Calendar?
no, I'm not just the schedule.
Oh,
how
okay.
we did 2 days
Right,
on.
right,
It was
right,
always every
right.
other weekend.
Yeah.
Where some people do whole weeks.
Yeah,
Right.
That's
You know,
true.
Some people do
it
whole
just depends
weeks.
on kind of what you got
Right,
going
okay.
on. Right.
Yeah, and you have to do what works for you. You know, that just works for us. Some people, like you said, do 1 week on, 1 week off, or every other weekend
Right,
or something
whatever
like that.
works.
That just works for us. And I think
Right.
people need to choose what works for them.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
And then next, because I know this is a reality where you have maybe significant others outside of, you know. So how do you overcome that, or how do you manage co-parenting when there's a significant other, or when there has been? Any boundaries? Did you set any boundaries? Did you have any?
Right. How soon? I
Right.
mean, how soon do you even allow your kids to meet? I mean, like the other person.
So I'll say one thing that we've agreed upon, that if we're going to bring someone around the children, then we have given the other person the option to say if they want to meet that person first. So if I say, hey, I have this person that I want to bring around the kids, so Troy, you have the option to want to meet this person in advance or not. You know, it's whatever you choose to do. So that's
Okay.
one of the,
That's
I guess,
respectful. Yeah, that's
you
considerate.
know, things
Right.
that we
Yeah.
put in place, especially when they were younger. I mean, it's a little different now. Our daughter is 22 and our
Right.
son is 10. So, you know,
I mean, like you
Just
say,
depends.
yeah, it's just communication and respect. I mean, and then your own individuality, right? So somebody could, you know, you could have feelings for someone, or a relationship could move. Me, I've never been that, you know, the speedball. Like I don't just bring people around,
Right.
family and friends,
Right.
just out of the blue.
Right.
No,
Right.
I don't do that. So just depends.
Well, at least, I mean, so you do have some type of guidelines already set up for that in
Right.
case.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like I said, my
Right.
children are my most precious
Right,
thing, right?
absolutely.
So I just don't let anything around
Absolutely.
All right, that's so
That's
good. Everyone's like really complimenting you guys on being a true team, being really, really good, being very supportive of one another. I think this is an example of how co-parenting really works. I mean, we do know I know many cases where co-parenting just doesn't work because people are so selfish and they get their selfish emotions
And those
involved.
egos.
Yeah, and the egos get involved. And,
Yes.
and maybe one person still have feelings for the other
That's
person.
it, yeah.
And so it's not, I mean, I think it's a thing that you got to look at this relationship as not really ending, but it's just complete at this moment.
Right.
And so now our focus just becomes the children. And I think that you all are great examples
Right.
of how that works. I mean, I think the Google Calendar by itself, the Google schedule probably saved you all some legal time because most people can, I'm scared. I mean, I know that your situation is great.
Right.
But many people, honestly,
That's
their
true.
situation communication isn't great, and so they can't agree on a schedule. They
Right.
can't agree on this.
This
so
is
now
true.
we got to go the legal route and get somebody involved in our business,
This is true.
a mutual person or
This is
neutral
true.
person involved to basically schedule this thing out.
Right.
It's just real life, and so
Right.
we just having this conversation, and that's real.
Right. You're right.
So you all work at it good, but a lot of people have
Don't have
not
that.
mastered
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
But I think that's just because there's a lot of underlying issues that cause that to happen, right? And it's as you stated before, it's communication, it's respect, it's taking yourself out of the situation,
Taking
and
your
it's for your
emotions.
kids.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we cannot get along, or you may not love me no more. But listen, that don't mean I have to hate you. That don't mean I got to
Absolutely.
talk to you nasty, disrespect.
That's true.
It don't have to be that way.
That's
So
true.
you don't have to get. Listen,
And that's that
the
maturity
legal
piece.
system ain't set up for us to win now.
Right.
You
Right.
go mess around with that court system, somebody gonna have to give anyway.
And
So-
that was one of my questions too. I was want to ask about that. Would child support or does child support complicate co-parenting? And I don't think you all.
No, we don't.
Yeah, y'all don't
I-
have that
I don't
issue.
have any child
But I
support.
know. Go ahead, Tim.
No, I'm just saying I've heard many horror stories, and this is what I don't understand. So you pay a lawyer this amount of money to get what you want. That money could have been going to the benefit of the child,
Right.
so you don't have to go through that. And I understand it takes different people, mature people, special people.
But sometimes
to do
if that other person is very stubborn or not
Yeah.
willing to share, you know what I mean, do the
Yeah.
co-parenting thing or just withhold that child, say, okay, you're not giving me X amount of money, so you
Right.
can't see them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then you probably would have to get a lawyer. I mean, it just
true.
depends. Every situation is different.
And that's the
Yeah.
selfish part of it.
Right.
That's you thinking about yourself and not thinking about that child.
Right.
So that's a detriment to their character.
It is.
To how they may,
And how they
grow up.
develop.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Right,
it's just-
right.
You can never use those children as pawns
And
Right.
that's
to
what
play
happens.
against.
Yes.
Now that would definitely ruin a communication.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That,
Right.
that would definitely
Yeah.
ruin you.
Right.
You don't allow a mother or father to see their child
Right.
because
Yeah.
of something petty.
Right.
That
Right.
might not go like you want it to go.
Right,
Right.
and research has shown that the kids
They
suffer greatly,
suffer
that
from
they
that.
do not develop correctly,
Nope.
that it just really impedes their development. So this is why this is key, guys. So if you having issues with another parent,
Right.
I mean, even if you're inside the home sometimes and you're having these issues, I'm just telling you, like, they're a great example of communication, of schedules and calendars and all of these things, and not talking negative about the other parent and not doing all of these things. So, and this is what's working. I mean, a lot of people know you out here, and they're saying that this is how you guys are. This is how you guys are. Jamal said, "This is incredible. I've never heard of any non-acrimonious co-parent." I know. I think this is kind of rare. So this is good that it exists. And so
Right.
I'm glad we have these two here
In
today.
our community. With our
Tina
black
says,
community.
"Co-parenting works when both parents are mature enough to
That's
put the
it.
children first.
That's it.
This is key. Children first. Children first. I don't care if you're married or not.
Even
it's
if
children,
you still
children,
have feelings
children.
for the other person,
Right.
You
Respect.
still have to,
You do.
put those feelings aside and say what is best for my child. Because some people,
Right.
again, will be petty because they're insecure. They feel rejected because that other person didn't, continue
Right.
with the relationship.
Right.
And then again, using those kids as pawns, they will know because they thinking, oh, he gonna have my child around somebody else.
That happens
So,
all the
no,
time.
he
That
or
happens
she
all the
can't go.
time. That happens
And
all the time.
Yeah, it's that communication, it's the respect,
Right.
it's the maturity level.
And I
Yeah.
think that, and so when you allow or when you take away that time from the kid to the other parent, that's also doing yourself a disservice.
Because they're going to end up
Because-
resenting you. They'll resent you for
Well,
that. They
but
will.
also for yourself, you can use this time to do what you want. Let
Yes.
that other parent be a parent.
Yes.
So you use this time to do what you need to do. If you
That's
need to
right. Preach.
Go to the nail salon, get your nail. It's your time. So I value my free time. So when I have my free time,
She likes her me time.
I
Right.
do. And
Right.
so, it's helping yourself. When you're keeping that child away from the other parent,
Then
you're not
you got-
allowing them to be responsible. You're not
Right,
allowing them
that's
to be
right,
a parent.
right.
And you just take away from yourself. Like,
Right.
parents need breaks too.
Right.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh man, they blowing you out. I'm not going to look. I don't have anything to do with this. These are the folks on this chat line that's saying that you all need to be together and get back together.
I know who that is.
Right, it's
I
a
know
whole
who
lot of
that
people that are
is.
saying this on the chat. It's people chiming in saying true. I mean, I mean, I don't know. Look here. I ain't got nothing to do with this, but I'm just saying that on the chat line, they telling you all to get back together. Jackie said that somebody paid a $12,000 lawyer bill because they didn't want their person to see the other person, and so sometimes because the lawyer fees rack up, that's kind of low, $12,000. I know people pay $30,000, $40,000 to get these agreements done, and it has everything to do with our selfishness, guys. Take that out of there. Take it out of there. Freddie, I see you out there. We love you. Jeremiah said you all are great examples. Baylon, my cousin, that's my cousin Peanut. He said, tell her to teach a grown woman class to teach kids first, despite your feelings. Right. Yeah, so I mean, it's almost a class that needs to be taught, right? So he said, hey, teach a class on that. Teach a class on that. I mean, he said, and Freddie, we're happy. So Freddie said she was a child of co-parenting, and they seem very similar to her parents. She said her mom never spoke ill of her dad, and I think we've heard that here on this platform, to never speak ill of, and that's even if you're in the home. Do not speak ill of the other parent. This is so true. It is so key. And so, yes, and Freddie, I tell you what, Freddie grew up to be a dynamite young woman, so maybe that was a result of the great co-parenting that she had. And then everybody's saying that they remind you to as co-parents. Shannon, who is Shannon? That's your sister? Yeah, that's your sister. Keep telling y'all to get back together. Well, she know you better than me. I'm saying I wasn't saying that. I'm not saying it. But hey, I mean, but y'all do look good together. I mean, y'all look like a good couple, but I ain't getting in the middle of that one.
She kept saying couple. And then
but it's still a couple. I mean, they're co-parenting as a couple. They're co-parenting as a couple. So it's the same thing to me.
I have a similar situation, but of course not. But with my daughter's father, I mean, when he is around. But anyway, he lives out of state. But anyway, but we do get along. We actually communicate. I've never said, my child couldn't see him and things of that nature. So again, when you do things together with your kids and people see you, they tend to think, oh, they together. But you're really not. You just happen to respect one another and you get along and you do it for the sake of their child. Right. So it can appear that way that, they together. But I mean, but this is just an example of mutual respect. Yes. So as they said, cute couple. Jeremiah said it need to be more than a class. Make it a tour. Go around the country and start talking about how to be great co-parents, because it's so detrimental to our kids. Because again, that starts at home. Your children, and that's the key. So when you don't co-parent well, guess what? Your children may end up feeling insecure. Yes. And so research shows that. Right. You're going to feel insecure. They're going to be all over the place and may get into trouble. And then again, even if you co-parenting, let's say it was a sudden breakup or something like that, and they were like, it started like at my child's age. Then at that point, you may want to consider getting counseling as well. So that's another component, is making sure that your child gets counseling, even if you're doing the best you can. Right. If that child is not getting acclimated to the new norm, the new situation, then you do have to consider child psychologist, or family therapy. Right. And I'm going to tell you what happens a lot also in co-parenting, just even in my case sometimes, that sometimes you sort of feel guilty about the split. And I know this may not have happened to you guys. And so you end up overindulging your kids. You end up giving them this and you're giving them that. I know that happens a lot. Even in my case, I was like, okay, your dad's not here, but I'm going to be super mom. I'm going to be mom and dad together. And so I'm going to give you all of this stuff. But then the kids kind of grow up too. That kind of messes them up too, because then they feel like the world owes them some stuff, because I have now given her the world. So now, you know what? Now you know what I mean. Entitlement. And so that kind of messes them up too. So it's so important to just be balanced. It's so important to be balanced.
Definitely gotta be yourself.
Definitely gotta be yourself. So some tips to co-parenting, and you all tell me what you feel about this. To be a good co-parent, first heal yourself. If not, you will bring it into the co-parenting relationship, and that's when you probably first separate and you go, you know what, I don't like this person don't like me. Sometimes we gotta do self-healing. Absolutely. We gotta do self-healing first, and so we gotta heal ourselves first, particularly if the woman, because the relationship, I'm gonna say this, I'm just gonna say this, the relationship not over until the woman say it's over, okay? Because it ain't over until we say it's over. I'm just telling you the truth. Now, when the woman say it's over, then you got a good chance of it being over. But if the woman don't say it, then guess what? We still in this relationship, brother. So, as women, a lot of times, just not just women, but as women, a lot of times, we got to begin to heal ourselves. am I speaking true? The people on the line know. Am I speaking
I
true?
haven't heard that before, but
Oh, I'm gonna tell you, the people on the line, they like, yep, preach, yes. And then, Deacon Moore, he did ask a question earlier. He was saying, how do you? He said he need this example in the public school system. Because I just imagine as teachers, all the things, and I mean, my best friend is a teacher, so all the things that they encounter with co-parents a lot of times in the school system.
right,
Yeah.
they even got to fill out a form in the school system. You even got to fill out a form to say yes when their child starts school and they bring all that paperwork home for you to sign, like the emergency form. One of those forms saying that you have to show proof if there's a what do you call it?
Oh, if there's a court
order,
or something
right?
like that.
Because it can get ugly. Yeah,
Right. No, that's true.
right. So
That's
you
true.
do even with summer camp, camp, daycare. They have a form you have to indicate. Is it okay for the other parent to pick up?
Okay.
Because sometimes
Yeah.
it can be ugly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Haven't had that.
Yeah.
So you haven't had that?
No, I haven't had that experience, but
No,
I'm saying that
I know
exists.
I know people who
Yeah.
have, but no, we haven't had to
Right.
do that. So.
So how do you all navigate the school system? I mean, both of you all are basically involved at every activities. You're engaging in all the activities. How do you navigate the school system?
So I think you might disagree. I don't know. I do a lot of the school stuff because
Okay.
I'm the communicator to the teachers, and I just fill him in. I'm the contact person for the most part. I'm not saying that they don't contact him at all, but for the most part, I share the school stuff and go to all the meetings, and I'm on the PTO, and just
All right.
different stuff like
wonderful,
that.
wonderful.
So that's just me.
Yeah, and being a softie, because I'm a softie.
Yeah.
Because sometimes some things you just don't share with Dad, because he gonna be the disciplinarian. So some things we can't really share with the dads because they're a disciplinarian, and we just like we gonna let that go.
But it don't work out.
What? Because you always
find out,
It's
right?
gonna come.
Yeah.
The cream gonna rise to the top. It's gonna come to the light at some point. And I'm like, well, when did this start? Oh, it started 3 months ago. I'm just now hearing about it. That's not gonna go too well. So the softy works until you have to call the enforcer, and now I gotta go to the school to be the bad guy. Well, I gotta be the bad guy. So
Right.
So I would say I've noticed one time our son needed to be called at the school, but they called you the last time and they didn't call me.
They call
so
me
maybe
a
it
lot of
depends
times.
on the situation. I don't know.
No, okay.
I don't know.
They may know.
School calls me or Bryson will call me.
Sinitra is the teacher. She says, share it, share it, share it. What are you saying, share, Sinitra? Share the fact that, tell me what you're saying to share, Sinitra. You saying share the fact that, when I asked Tia the question about should you share the information with the dad who is the disciplinarian, she's saying as a teacher, yes, share it because it's very important to share it.
I think
Okay.
for the most part I share all of the information.
Okay.
I mean, it might be a little bit different with our daughter because she's a girl. If it has nothing to do with discipline or but girly stuff, maybe
Okay.
I may not share every single detail. He probably don't want to hear it.
Right. But Sinitra shed light on what you were talking about. Sean was talking about. You only have to fill out a form if there is a court order.
Yeah.
So they don't have a court order in
Okay.
place, so they wouldn't see. They wouldn't actually see
I think
that.
you get the form, but if it doesn't apply, then you don't have to fill out. But I see it every year.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I do let the teachers know, he has 2 households. So,
Okay.
you kind of
Right.
gotta let us know, it just depends
Right,
on the
right.
situation. So,
Right. All right. So somebody from the chat, Hazel. Hey, Hazel, we love you. We're glad you tuned in today. Do you see a difference in how your son and daughter handle co-parenting? Do you handle it differently with the son and the daughter?
handle it different between the two of them, like
Maybe between the. Are you saying between the two of them, Hazel? Probably between the two of them.
No, I don't feel that I am. I feel that I'm consistent with both of them. I'm probably a little bit rougher with my son just because he's a boy.
Right.
But I'm very protective of my little baby. My baby girl. That's.
Right.
But no, I never would want to create a situation where they feel like it's different.
Right.
Daddy nice to me, but he mean it. No. I'm gonna
Right.
give both of y'all
Yeah, that's true.
the
Right.
same.
Right.
The
right.
same
right.
level of-
Right.
Y'all both gonna get it.
And someone asked, how do the children handle it? How does the children handle just the co-parenting situation, just being in different homes? Children are pretty resilient.
Yeah.
We try to blame the children a lot, say, oh, I'm doing it for the children, and I'm staying together for the
God,
children.
that's
But
the worst thing.
children are very resilient. So how do they handle the co-parenting situation? Hazel asks.
I think they've had Tiana, I believe, has had her moments, because it hit her.
Yeah.
Because she was older.
It
like
hit
that.
her around, like I say, 11 or
Yeah.
12.
Mm-hmm.
So she knew just one thing, and then all of a sudden that changed.
Right.
Bryson is only known kind of one
That's
way.
all.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I guess let me say this. With anything, it's not ideal, but you got to make the best of a bad situation. Right?
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So, you can dwell on it, you can be upset, but it's not making it better. And
Right.
again, it's about the kids.
Right.
But Bryson's fine. Like,
That's all he knows.
yeah, he's
That's all he knows.
I'm going to
Right,
mommy
right,
house,
right,
okay.
right,
I'm going
right,
daddy house,
right,
okay.
Right.
He takes stuff in between.
Right.
He's just a free flowing.
Right.
And I'll say, and it's very, very minor. I think our biggest challenge is, because our son goes to different households, goes to each of our households, twice a week and things like that. Our biggest challenge is okay, the clothes are disappearing. Where are all the clothes? Where
I
the
can
socks?
imagine. Right,
Where the
right.
underwear? Things
Right,
like that. So,
right.
I may call him and be like, okay, I'm missing A, B, C, D. And he's like, well, I don't know where it is. And,
Right,
you
right.
know,
He
so
just
it's like,
Right,
misses
right.
clothes.
stuff disappears. But,
right.
I'm organized, so I know I bought
Right.
this and where it is. But
We know
We
you
can't
organized. You
find
got a
stuff
color code
over there.
Google calendar. You and Arlene is watching. Andrea said, awesome topic. I love you, Andrea. Andrea is one of my confidant friends. So she's in that great category of confidant. So I'm glad you're watching, Andrea. Hey, welcome to the show. Just real quick, let me see. We had some more. So somebody said Diamond had a great question. So Diamond, if you're still on, retype the question because I sort of scrolled up. I didn't see it. But one person did ask, how is it being around each other's families? Because sometimes that could be sort of tricky, right, in co-parenting relationships. Because I'm here with my new boo, my new partner, and now here this person comes. Do you have problems kind of with jealousy? And also, let me ask this. This was a part of the chat too. Is it okay? I mean, would your family get mad at you, I guess, for being around the other person's family? So a lot of times, let's just say that you all are apart, right? And then your sister, let's just say that you don't like him, but your sister is still friends with him. Mm-hmm. Is that okay? And a lot of people will say, no, that's not okay. Like my family, sometimes, I don't know, my family a little different. They like, look, if I'm mad at him, you got to be mad at him too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. So how do you work that situation? Because, if you got a significant other there with you, and then here come Tid, she looking all cute. She come marbling up in there with her little outfit on. I'm like, you know what? Why she got to be at every family event? So how does that work out?
Well, can I just say before you answer,
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to give Tia props because, I'm going to put that out there. Troy has 3 kids. He has a younger one, has a daughter, and Tia has actually embraced baby girl journey. So I just want to put that out there. She not only co-parent well with Troy, but she has also embraced, his baby girl. So I
That's
just
a
want to give her
wonderful thing.
props. So
good
in
to
terms
you.
of the family, but
Right.
go ahead.
Y'all listening to this family? Look at Tia. Tia done embraced the other child too. Look at that.
no, I think our families get along well. Our families know each other. I mean, we've known each other since we were
High school.
14.
14. Mm-hmm. So our families know each other. So his family was just at my house yesterday. So, but yeah, our families get along well.
Yeah.
Bringing in another person, that can sometimes be a challenge. So I would just say a person, a big challenge. I would just say a person's significant other, they have to be a little strong-willed too. Because if they're jealous and weak, it's just not going to work out.
They probably not going to survive.
Right.
Yeah, it just doesn't
They're
work
not
out.
gonna survive.
They're not gonna
I know
survive.
Troy's been in situations, I've been in situations where the other person just doesn't feel like, I don't know what they feel. They just don't.
I would feel some kind of way.
Yeah, when they when you still got that close relationship with the family.
The problem is that in the community, right? Normally, what we expect is, it's gonna be a clash. It's some hatred. It's some always, but it's not that. So when people sit like, wait a minute,
right? So no baby mama drama, no baby daddy drama, right? Right.
And so it's hard for somebody to believe that nothing's going on.
Right.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
Then when the other person's family come around, or she, call my mom or my sister, or my niece, like, wait a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
wonderful.
I've been told by a person like they rather be with someone who has an absent father, or the father isn't there, versus having to deal with me having a good co-parent.
Wow.
It was just a matter of maturity,
selfish,
a matter of jealousy, because they didn't have that same relationship with their ex. So,
right.
It just,
and that's real,
just
but that's
doesn't
real
work.
though. I mean, that happens a whole lot. That happens way more often than this situation kind of happens. Probably sometimes that is real talk. I mean, they're giving you all great kudos. Your family, both of your families are on, and they're saying that they love both of you guys. And so Gail said they come from good stock. Both families are still warm and welcoming, even to the extended family. Someone said Tia is family, period, with a T at the end. So when you put the T on the end, that means that seals the deal. Temple says Tia, black girl magic. 2 thumbs up, Tia. I think this was all comments about when you were taking in the other child as well. Strong black woman who's comfortable with herself. Yes.
Amen.
And then Charlene says, God has not delivered me from that yet. And that's real. And so but that's why we having these type of conversations.
This is to encourage that.
Right, that's to encourage that. So she said that she a work in progress, and guess what? We all a work in progress, and we all flawed in some areas. And so maybe that's your area that you got to work on, but that's okay. And so at least that's why we present topics like this, and you see that it does work. It can work with open communication and all of that. So what's that? Oh, look at these people. Yes, Troy preached. No drama can exist. That came from Joycelyn. Diamond says, she don't have to be at the family functions unless it's the child's birthday. Unless it's the child's birthday, that's the only time. See, these are the young people, and so this is why this topic is important. My daughter, 21, she look at here. If it's the child's birthday, that's the only time you need to come around. But that's not what we're teaching here. You see these 2 wonderful people, Diamond. look at their example. That's terrible and speaks to a weak character. But no, I don't know if it speaks to a weak character. Again, like I said, everybody's flawed in some area.
Absolutely.
And so it's just areas that we all got to just kind of work on.
Every situation is different.
Every situation is different. And so, So Sinitra says, my parent never had any conflict. My fathers played cards and kicked butt. Okay. They had a very respectful relationship. And that's what made her into what she is today. Kudos to both of you for breaking all the stereotypes given to us. Exactly. Let's give it. Breaking all the stereotypes given to us. That's true. That's true. Tina said, I'm not going to give any energy to anyone who doesn't want me. I'm going to move on. Tina, you having a moment right there. You just having a moment. Your family, Sinitra was saying, your family seemed to have the same viewpoint as her family. And how important is it? Go ahead, Sean.
No, go ahead.
How important is it for you all to recognize special holidays on Father's Day, that you recognize her on Mother's Day? Because again, if you got a significant other, that could really sort of get into the mix of things, and they may be kind of jealous of that again. But is it important that you recognize Tia on Mother's Day and you recognize him on Father's Day and on their birthdays and things like that?
I mean, they're going to be recognized regardless, right? She's going to be the mother of my kids, or them 2 kids, forever. That will never change. So to diminish that, I mean, I don't see the harm in Happy Mother's Day or Happy Birthday or maybe a card. Listen, your children want to give us something.
Right.
They got a job. They got some money. Where they gonna get it from?
Right.
I'm not
exactly.
saying
And
you
that's
out here
true.
gotta buy no car or buy a house or nothing like that. But if you got it like that and it's in your heart to do,
Right.
and it's not gonna cause a problem in your relationship, then hey, do what you got to do. But
All right, we almost running out of
Right.
time again.
So
I hate when we run
quick,
out of time.
Before we
Okay.
almost at the end, just one piece of advice from both of you that you can give others who are struggling with co-parents, and what advice would you give somebody?
I think first you need to work on yourself. You need to become, like somebody said on the chat, God hasn't delivered them from that. So you have to work on yourself first in order to get there. And then
That's
once
right.
you get to that point, you can communicate with the other person to be able to get there so that, you know, you're able to co-parent well. You put the child first. Think about that child. Think about when they grow up, are they going to be a good citizen? You know, they're going to have to be in relationships as well. So if you're holding this grudge against this other person, it doesn't work out well for you, the child, or the co-parent.
Okay.
So
That's
Thank
true.
you.
That's true.
Amen. Troy.
I don't know. Just call me. Let me know. And no, I mean, you know, like Tia said, you know, you got to look yourself in the mirror. You know, having that relationship with that other person. I mean, y'all, if y'all have a child together, y'all the parents. Whether you love or like or what that. Listen, you're the mother, you're the father, regardless. You're going to have to
Right.
communicate with that other person.
Right.
And you want the best for your children, so
Right.
you know you got to let that other stuff go and
Yeah.
do what's best for the children.
Hey, this is great. We out of time again. I hate when we out of time. It's just the hour goes so fast, but there's so many people that's giving you guys kudos. My rally I meant in terms of guys saying he could not be with Tia because she has a good parenting relationship. Latasha says, awesome co-parents for the decades. Love you both. Deneen says, when there's genuine love involved, everyone works it out for the best of the children. Freddie says, great topics. And she said, we are the model. Arlene says, we are the models, examples for our children. And Tina says, thank you guys so much for sharing. We really appreciate you guys. I hate it when we're out of time. Goodness gracious, I could talk to these two forever. They all beautiful together and stuff. Oh, man. And then Diamond says, now she rooting for y'all to get back together, too. And Jackie says she loves the positivity. Guys, I'm so sorry. We have to go to our 1 minute break. We're going to give us a 1 minute break, and then we're going to come back with our victory viewpoints and talk about next week's show. And guys, we thank you for hanging in there with us. Hey, if your first time, come back next week. Not just because Tia and Troy, come on back with us. It's a platform that's open to you guys, and we love you. So hang on for 1 second, and we'll be right back.
1 minute.
Hey, Chuck. Talk to me, Pastor Mitchell. I don't know about you, but I've had all kinds of friends in my life. I think I've been right down that road with you. Yeah, I had some so-called friends. Yes. When trouble came, they went the other way. Tell me about it. But one thing I'm glad about, that ain't a friend like the lonely Jesus. No. Well,
But I mean,
hey, we're back. We're back, guys. We're back. We had a whole nother discussion going on, guys, but we're back. All right, here we go.
But I'm going to do the victory viewpoints, and then we actually going to end with Troy giving his last thoughts on co-parenting really quick. But before, I wanted to point out that when the marriage or relationship does not work and the two people are no longer together, the children should not have to suffer. Every child needs the reassurance, they need that unconditional love, they need that sense of security. So what we do as parents in front of our children will actually be the example or set the standard for how our children will follow when they become parents. So at the end of the day, in essence, will we be proud grandparents? And so I take this from 1 Corinthians 14:40 in terms of make sure that we do everything in decency and in order. Take it, Troy.
Last comment is that, you know, we're all a product of our environment, and you know, growing up being young, you know, I got to see Tia, and You know, kind of her family, her mama. And then, you know, I have my own example in my own house. You know, my mother, my father. My father had you know, my oldest brother. It's not by my mother, but my mother always took him in. So, you know, you took him in like he was hers and treated him with love and respect to this day. So, you know, ultimately, as, you know, you grow, you develop that same kind of thing. You know, it's love, respect, and care. Like the children, they're going to develop behind you. So if you ingrain nastiness and hate into them and the ability to not act right, that's how they're gonna act. And you don't want to leave that example for them.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So that positive example was already set before you to follow.
It was already set, and it's, you know, it's still there.
Right.
You know?
That's a wonderful thing.
beautiful.
That's a wonderful thing. Beautiful thing. Let's see. Is TB Bay? Is that your daughter? Is she on here? Because she said,
Which one?
is that Tiana on there? She said, because I just want to make sure.
It might be.
I want to make sure if this is her that she says, I love my parents.
That's her.
They do a great job.
Oh,
And that's the greatest testimony ever. When your child comes on and say, I love my parents, they do a great job. And that's how we kind of want to end the show, guys.
Amen.
I mean, it doesn't get greater than that, right? And so we just thank you all so much for watching. Join us again next week. We're going to be talking about some type of prison reform. We noted that that's one of the reasons that our community isn't prospering, because there's a thing called mass incarceration. And so we have some experts going to be here next week to kind of talk about that, to talk about reentry and how to reenter society and how we're just so enslaved to this thing. And so we really want you all to come back next week. We love you guys, and most importantly, God loves you.
Yes.
Come back next week. We love you.
See
And
ya.
thank you so much to T and Troy. What great examples. Great examples.
Thank you.
Listen up, check us out. He's the hotline now with a chime. Come on and join us. There's lots of surprise for you. Fun and family with great fellowship too. Crystal and Sean have exciting words. I'm sure there's something that you've never heard. Sunday at 6, it's an excellent mix. We got spiritual flair, special guests will be there. Come on and join us. We're here and waiting for you. Connect with us at 6 o'clock. We want to share in all you do. Come on and join us. Come right here and find. Connect with us and share your thoughts. We want to explore your mind. Chattitudes, Chattitudes.
What's your attitude?
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 Come on and join us. We're gonna have a good time. Listen up, check us out. Use the hotline now with a chime. Come on and join us. There's lots of surprise for you. Fun and family with great fellowship too. Crystal and Sean have exciting words. I'm sure there's something that you've never heard. Sunday at 6, it's an excellent mix. We got spiritual flair, special guests will be there. Come on and join us. We're here and waiting for you. Connect with us at 6 o'clock. We want to share in all you do. Come on and join us. Come right here and find. Connect with us and share your thoughts. We want to explore your mind. Chattitudes, Chattitudes.
What's your attitude?
Chattitudes, Chattitudes.
What's your attitude?
Chattitudes, Chattitudes.
What's your attitude?
Chattitudes, Chattitudes.
What's your attitude?